You're welcome to the Wealthy Continent channel, a channel dedicated to the great people and continent of Africa. Remember, where you find yourself tomorrow is a function of the decisions and actions you take today. On our series, You Are Responsible for Your Life, we're going to be looking at the topic, you can't afford to be passive with your life. You know, for those who watch this channel, who watch our videos, if you are going to grow, if you want to transform, if you want to get yourself in a place of maturity, this is your channel. If you want to see your potential becomes an experience, this is the channel. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not for everybody, but it's for those who want to make something with their life. It is for those who want to see growth, development, transformation, not just in their life, but to be instrumental in affecting other people's life. I'd like to encourage you to understand that change means growth. And sometimes we have to take some tough, hard decisions, things that will change our life. It doesn't mean it will be convenient, but it means it is required. And that's what I want you to understand. You know, there was a great writer that walked on the surface of this earth, a speaker as well. He said something. He said, when I was a child, I thought like a child, I spoke like a child, and I did childish things. He said, but now I've become a man. And becoming a man is not about manhood. The person is talking about maturity. He's talking about acceptance of personal responsibility. He's talking about understanding. He said, now that I've become a man, I've put away childish things. You will know whether a person is growing from the way they talk, from the way they think, from the way they act. And this great writer and speaker covered all three areas. I want you to know that it's good to grow because beauty comes from growth. It's good to grow because your abilities are exposed. You develop. You become an amazement to yourself when you grow. Now, if you don't have a skyscraper close to you, but you have access to the internet, you can't. Just log on and find out a skyscraper in your country, because I don't know where you are, whether you are watching this in Africa, in Europe, in Asia, Antarctica, in Australia, in the Middle East, in America, wherever it is that you're watching. I'd like you to sit down and look at that skyscraper and ask yourself some question. Would this building be standing here without a plan? Would this building be beautiful without a plan? Would this building be existing without effort, energy, money being poured in? Would this building be standing there without people designing and being interested in seeing that building come to existence? These are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. And the same thing applies to our life. We need to ask ourselves, who is planning for us? Because some people just are so passive about life. They are so indifferent about life. They just think things will just happen on their own. They just think that, okay, whatever will be, will be. Faith is, it will happen because of faith. But I want you to know that, those who have failed to plan have already planned to fail. If you're going to succeed, if you're going to live well, you must plan. You have to ask the question, who is planning for you? Is it the government? Is it your family? Is it the organization? Is it your religious institution? Who is planning your life for you? Are they friends? Are they colleagues? You need to answer this question. One of the things you will see is that you are the one that needs to do the planning. And without you doing the planning, you cannot maximize life. You have to sit down, not just to plan, but to execute those plans. That building will not be standing there if people didn't get to work. If you're going to see beauty in your life, you must get to work. Nothing happens without personal responsibility being enforced. You have to sit down and plan your life. You have to sit down and plan your family. You have to sit down to know the type of work you're going to do and plan it. You have to sit down and plan your finances. You have to sit down and plan your retirement. You have to sit down and see how things work. You can't just assume that things will just happen. You can't just sit down and say, okay, I don't know, but life will just fix it. It doesn't work that way. You know, people rely on hope, excuses, and stuff like that. They are not strategies. It's not going to work. So you plan if you want to succeed. You sit down, you look at things. Then what does a plan do for us? It gives us a sense of direction. It helps us to see things that we need to do and the things that we've missed. It helps us to see what we lack and what we have in abundance and what we need. It helps us to know what is required for things to happen. It makes us more efficient, more effective. Without a plan, purposes are defeated. So nobody is going to plan for you. You can't shift that responsibility to anyone. Even going to school, your professors, your lecturers, they won't plan for you. Everybody have that responsibility to plan for themselves. When you start to plan and execute your plan, you will start seeing progress. When you start to plan and execute your plan, you will start to see, wow, I'm growing. You will start to see your weaknesses and strength. Without you sitting down, planning, and executing those plans, and adjusting those plans as time goes on, you won't make much out of life. That is just how things work. And that is why I have strongly suggested, find a skyscraper. Ask those questions. You would be glad you did, because it will show you this is just an ordinary building. My life is more important than that. I need to pay attention. I need to plan. I need to execute. I need to refine my plan. I need to readjust. And you can always measure progress because you have a plan. I like to encourage you, don't be passive about your life. If you're going to be successful in life, you need to be proactive. If you have been getting value from our videos, we'd like you to consider subscribing to our channel, clicking on that like button and sharing with others. Remember, you are a difference maker, and being different is normal. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.